Today, Baba is giving us filling us with the intoxication that we are the godly family. And, everybody says that God is my parent, calls out to God as the mother and father, but nobody has that intoxication that we are actually children of God Himself. But at this time, we are practically God's children, receiving inheritance, receiving sustenance from Baba directly. And Baba says, now you should be in the intoxication that you are my children, you the soul are my children. And Baba says that an implication of this realization that I am God's family is that everyone around me is a spiritual brother, and that I have spiritual love for every Baba's child. So every soul in the world is Baba's child and my spiritual brother, and I have spiritual love for them. Now, just like you see, in the world, there is a lot of love in the Lokik family. Yes, and what is the basis of that love? We are children of the same physical parents. That is the basis of love. And then, the basis of love between a husband and wife is that we are married to each other. And so there is always a basis for love. And what is the basis for spiritual love? The basis for spiritual love is spiritual realization that we are all children of the spiritual Father. And everyone is my soul brother because they are Baba's children. And, the only reason for spiritual love for every soul is that they are Baba's children. And there is no other reason to have love for them or not have love for them. Now, the interesting thing is, if something is a reason for your love, then it also becomes the reason for not loving. Yes, so suppose, there is a relationship, a Lokik relationship, where you love somebody because they are your brother or sister, and then years later you figure out they are not your brother or sister. And then what happens? The love stops. So Baba says similarly, here also the basis of our love should be that everyone is Baba's child and no other basis. We don't love anybody because of their character, nature, what they do for us, or, whether their sanskars are likable, not likable. We just have pure spiritual love for everybody because they are Baba's children. And this is the kind of love that Baba wants us to have for each other. And then what is the expression of love? The expression of love is A, B, C, and D, which I have discussed in many classes. A for acceptance. So when you love somebody, the first sign of love is you accept them as they are. So because they are Baba's children and you have love for them, so there has to be this sign of love, acceptance. So we need a lot of education, and that's why Baba comes here. So these days, people don't accept each other as they are, and then they say that, we have love for each other. So, love is the first lesson of love, or the first sign of love is acceptance. So, if you don't accept somebody, then you don't love them. Then, accept somebody doesn't mean that you don't inspire them to do better, or you just inspire them to be who they are. No. But you don't resist who they are right now, because there is love. So maybe, even if they have sanskars which are very different from yours, but you don't have any resistance, you don't have any, there's this word in Hindi called grina. So you don't have distaste for them because of their sanskars. And I have seen that, there is this grina, which is a very big sanskar that emerges where there is no love. And, you just, while thinking about something, somebody talking about somebody, you just lift your nose a little, and then you say, they are like this and they are like that. And that is the lack of acceptance. Excuse me. So the first sign of spiritual love is acceptance. Then second sign is belonging. The B of love is belonging. So you feel like they are your own. So, and you include them and you offer them a sense of belonging. So this belonging is a very big aspect of love. And there are, when there is no love in your heart, then somebody may live with you, somebody may, somebody may be treated well also, but they don't feel that sense of belonging. So, just like for Brahma Baba, every child felt that Brahma Baba is mine. So that feeling comes when there is genuine love in your heart. And everybody around you will feel that sense of belonging, that this one is mine and that they belong to me. So this belonging is an aspect of love. And when you have this consciousness that this is Baba's child and this is my spiritual brother, then you extend this vibration of belonging to everyone around you. And what I have understood from experience in this Kali Yugi world is most people have this sense of not belonging. They feel that wherever I live, wherever I work, the community I associate with, I am with all of them, but I don't belong there. Because there is this increasing sense of telling the other person through very non-verbal means that you don't belong to us. So this is a very, and this is a very subtle form of expression of hate and dislike. And if you make somebody feel like that, that is the complete opposite of love. So the second thing is belonging. Then third is care. And care for somebody's well-being, caring for somebody's spiritual upliftment. So, if just like when there is, family love, the Lokic family type of love, then you always care about whether they have eaten or not, whether they have, what they need or not. So if you don't care that much, then it would be said that there is no love. And when there is spiritual love, you care for, you care enough for sustaining the soul with purity, love, peace, and knowledge. And it requires a deep sense of care to extend that to everybody. Because you see, it takes effort. And I'll tell you one thing. So there's this one new batch of Kumaris, Kanyas, fifth standard Kanyas who are coming to the center since yesterday, and that batch started yesterday. So there are 35 of them. And then there was this one brother and his Yugal, and they came for the course at the same time. They were sitting in the other room. And then they asked me, how can you people handle 35 children when we can't handle one or two at our home? So we said, so because we care. So, if you care, then, everything becomes, so you have to care enough to, not avoid somebody. You have to care to do that for them. You have to care enough for every soul so that you make provisions so that they receive knowledge, they receive the inspirations for a pure life, they receive the peace and vibrations of a spiritual place. So that these things are expressions of care. And just like the body needs food and water and shelter, the soul needs these things. So if you care enough, you will make provision for these things. And giving, and in this world where impurity is so rampant, everywhere it's an impure world, at this time, caring, an expression of caring is you create an environment of purity and invite people and inspire them, inspire those souls to embrace purity in their life. And if somebody is not able to, create that environment for themselves, then you include them and keep them in that environment also. So, if they are willing to give their life, so you have to create that place where they can offer their life and lead a life of purity and service. So, Baba says this is spiritual love. That is the expression of spiritual love. And spiritual love doesn't mean that, you just give physical support to somebody. Physical support most people give in the world. But spiritual love is giving spiritual support. And then fourth D is detachment. And then the most important quality of spiritual love is, while doing all of this, you're completely detached because you understand that, because you are knowledgeful. And just like you have the knowledge of Baba, you also have the knowledge that every soul is different from each other. And every soul has their own unique part. So you do whatever makes sense to you. So you are spiritually loving because that's your quality. But they will respond according to their part. So there is complete detachment and no disappointment. Where there is detachment, there is no getting upset, there is no disappointment, there is no giving up. So these are the qualities of these are the signs of detachment. So Baba says you have to live with one another with a lot of spiritual love, because you have realized that now you are the godly family. And this is the only time in the whole of the Kalpa, whole cycle, when we practically have this realization that we are godly family. And in that realization, we have to have spiritual love for each other. And then Baba says, never allow any conflict of opinion to come. So, where there is spiritual love, there is no conflict of opinion. Now, the basis of spiritual love is knowledge. So, the knowledge says that every soul is different from each other. So, there will be difference of opinion always. So, nobody's opinion will match with the other one. But then there is conflict of opinion not because there is difference of opinion. There is conflict of opinion when there is body consciousness. And what is the language of body consciousness? The language of body consciousness is right and wrong. So when you start saying, I am right and you are wrong, that is when the conflict of opinion starts. So Baba says, never have any conflict of opinion. And Baba's children are variety. And everybody brings something to the table. But if we start saying that my way is the right way, my opinion is the right opinion, my idea is the right idea and yours is wrong, then we start coming into what is called conflict. And Baba says, where there is spiritual love, where there's the foundation of knowledge, there is never any conflict. And you see, saying you are wrong is a sign of disrespect. Yes, so just like you are entitled to your opinion, everybody is entitled to their opinion. And when you reject somebody's opinion and say that they are wrong, you may not accept it in your own life and doing, that's okay. But then to reject somebody and say that you are wrong, that is a sign of disrespect. So Baba says that never have any conflict of opinion. And I have felt that in these times there is a lot of there is an increase in the conflict of opinion. So I remember 20-30 years back, this conflict of opinion was not that huge. So I remember when I was studying in the university, then I had a lot of friends who had very, very different opinions from mine. So whether it was about politics, religion, practices, and we had very different opinions from each other. But there was no conflict. And we all lived happily, and we had discussions, and then after those discussions, there was no ill feeling. There was no feeling of, you are different because you think differently. So that love was never lost or compromised. And I remember there was this one friend of mine, and she had very strong opinions about certain things, and she put that on the table, and we also had our own opinions, and nobody shied from giving their opinion. But then at the end, it was not like there was any trace of any discord. But now, in the last 20 years, I felt that scene has changed considerably. And now, depending on what you practice, what you do, what you think, what is your lifestyle, what are your choices, people have started having different emotions about you. and they go into a lot of labeling and right and wrong and stuff. But Baba says that we are not designed to be like each other. So there is no scope for conflict that way. So this is something that, so even, when we live in a Lokik family, and suppose you are a Jnani soul and you have faith in Baba and you have faith in Baba's knowledge, and somebody else doesn't have that faith. So that's okay. And they may sometimes, choose to be rude, but their quality. Why do you have to come into conflict with them? You have to have spiritual love. So you say you have faith in Baba and Baba's knowledge. So then what does Baba's knowledge tell you? That everybody is a soul and everybody is entitled to their opinion in life. So they can think, they can behave the way they want. And you have chosen the path to be respectful and loveful. So you just be yourself. So where is the scope for conflict? So, but this conflict is because of ego, because of body consciousness. So, whether you are right or I am right, and we can't both be right, one has to be wrong. And then whether you are better or I am better, or you are worse or I am worse, we go into that battle. And then Baba says that this is just body consciousness. So comparison and labeling, these are aspects of body consciousness. So Baba says that do not come into conflict of opinion. And I will also tell you another thing which I have subtly observed. There are many people who don't come into conflict of opinion, but they don't even express their opinion. Yes, they don't even come into so they say we avoid conflict, but actually they avoid conversation. And the root of that is that you are highly disrespectful and you have assumed that the person in front of you is a fool and they cannot understand what you are trying to say. And they have no caliber. So then you are saying that I'm avoiding conflict, but actually that's not avoiding conflict. That's being very presumptuous and thinking that you are the only intelligent person and everybody is a fool and they will not get what you're saying. And you have given up on everybody. So that's not a healthy situation. Not coming into conflict doesn't mean not coming into relationships and not talking with people. So Baba says that you have to talk to everybody and you should have the ability to put forth your opinion and listen to other people and engage in conversation and still remain loveful and respectful. Because this is the only way you can share the truth. Yes, I remember there was this one brother and he came, he came with somebody, so he didn't come on his own. So there was some friend of his who had to come to the center and he just accompanied him. And then he was sitting and then I started talking to him and then he said, I don't want to have any conversation with you because I know we will not agree. So I said, but the interesting thing is that you think that we should agree. Why should we agree? We are here in this moment, and even if we don't agree, what difference does it make? Can't we talk? Can't we just have a conversation? So then he said, yes, but I do not believe in your ideology. So I said, what is our ideology? Please explain it to me. So he said, I don't know. So I said, why are you rejecting something you don't know? I don't have a problem with you rejecting it. You may reject it, but at least, you come forth towards that discussion. So then I just told him, is it because it's women teaching with white dresses that you're so biased against it? So then he said, no, I'm a feminist and gay. So I said, no, I'm not saying you are, but you could be, because you are not even willing to talk. So then he felt that, there was something wrong. And then he said, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. So I said, no, you may not agree with me, and I'm not here to force you to agree with me, but why can't we talk? And if you can't talk to somebody, that means that you need to agree with me, because we are teaching you how to be respectful and loveful in conversations. So this is something you should take from here. So some people say we are avoiding conflict, but they are not avoiding conflict. So avoiding conversation and engagement is not avoiding conflict. So you should have the ability to engage, you should have the ability to talk, you should have the ability to listen, and you should have the ability to be respectful and loveful even when you have very vast opinions. And this is how seva is done. Because if you sow the seed of something, respectfully, some thought, some truth that Baba has given you very respectfully, then that seed, Baba always says that seva is all about planting a seed. You plant that seed in somebody's consciousness, and if it is in their destiny, that seed will be watered by the drama, and that seed will germinate into, that it will germinate into a plant, and that person will, be drawn towards this path. But if it is not in their drama, it's okay. Nevertheless, your seed didn't get wasted. So you did your thing. So this is what Baba tells us. We should have spiritual love. We should care enough to share our gifts of love, purity, peace with everybody. And then we should not go into conflict of opinion with anybody. And it will all happen when there is love. And in the world also, people say that the greatest spiritual quality is love. Yes, so this greatest spiritual quality is spiritual love. And the more you bring into your awareness that I'm Baba's child and everybody is my soul brother, and you have that soul conscious vision for everybody, that love will make you, do a lot of seva. So this is one thing. And then today Baba talks about remaining in the awareness that I am a noble soul, and balancing it with humility. And you see, Baba gives a very good analogy of food. And Baba says, if you prepare a dish, and then it has some imbalance of a little sugar or salt, how much salt do you add to food? Very little, but that salt is the basis of the taste of the food. And if there is a little up and down in that quantity of the salt or sugar or, some spice. So have you seen that those who are very good at cooking, they know exactly how much spice, which spice and how much they have to add to a recipe to make it very unique. And Baba says that is what makes the difference. And Baba says, similarly, you must know that even if you have a role in this, with Baba, never compare your part with anybody's part. So, every Brahmin is important. Every Brahmin is a jewel in Baba's, garland. And a garland will not be created without, in the absence of even one single jewel. And you should know that. So, even if you are living in an environment where you are not appreciated, because appreciation is a quality that only the spiritually powerful have. If you are surrounded by body conscious souls, then maybe they don't appreciate you. Maybe they look at the amount of contribution you make. But Baba says, you should know, even if somebody tells you you're not important, you should know you're very important. And you should keep that nobility in your awareness. And, there is this interesting couplet by Kabir, and in that Kabir ka doha, it is said that where the needle has to be used, the needle can only be used. You cannot use a sword in its place. Yes. And I remember, I'll tell you one incident. So there was once this Mata, and she knew Russian. And she was not very conversant in Hindi or English. And she used to attend classes and all. And then she used to manage somehow. And then she used to always tell me, Didi, I don't know English and Hindi, and I feel I can never serve Baba, and I have this language barrier. And then, there was this one Mata who came from Russia, who had to be given the course. And then nobody of us could give the course to her because she didn't understand any language. And then this Mata had to give her the course. And then I told her that day, never discount yourself. You have a purpose, you have a reason, and then you have to be in self-honor and remember that. If you don't remember your value, then nobody else will. So don't keep thinking and speaking that you are valueless. So Baba says that every child of Baba should, and the worst kind of sin that we commit is, which is very self-sabotaging in nature, is that you compare yourself to others. Yes. And I usually think about this, that when somebody used to compare us to others, we never liked it. But now we do that all the time. We keep comparing ourselves to others. And this is so foolish. Why should I compare myself to somebody? Somebody else comparing is also makes sense, because they want to put me down or something. But why do I have to do that to myself? So self-compassion is about not comparing yourself to anybody, valuing yourself come what may. And then Baba says that when you do this, when you value yourself, then and also Baba talks about humility. Yes. So Baba says, one thing is, don't forget that you're important. Second thing, don't go into that ego trip also, that I'm the only one. So sometimes you believe in your greatness, but then you believe in it too much, and then it borders on ego. And Baba says, so you should have the humility that I am who I am, and I'm important by virtue of Baba. So it is Baba's sustenance and blessings that makes me so valuable. So never forget Baba and stay humble also. And when I always give this reminder to myself that if Baba wanted, then Baba could use anybody. But Baba uses me, and that is my fortune. So, it's not like I'm indispensable, and it's not like I'm unimportant. So, I'm very important, but then I should know that it is Baba who has made me worthy. So, this is also something that Baba tells us. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today I had a question. We all are making efforts according to our capacities right now and with good intention of achieving it. But how do we know that it is ego-based effort?
So if you feel disheartened, if you feel upset, and if you feel like giving up sometimes, then it is ego based.
Okay.
Okay. And if you just keep doing your thing anyway, that's not ego based. Okay. Okay. Anybody else wants to share anything?
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
A very happy new year to you and whole Brahmin family.
Thank you. Wish you the same.
This question was also in my mind, so it got cleared. And from today's class, I would like to share one very important point which touched my heart, and that is everybody is entitled of their opinion. I knew about it, but the beauty is that we still can talk, and it is not important for us to agree. And this should be my vibration, that even if I know we will never agree in some point, but it is fine. There is no hard and fast rule that we have to agree.
Yes.
So, and when we are agreeing, we will talk, and when we are not agreeing on some point, we should not talk. That is not the way to approach. So, this is I would like to imbibe in my life. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you, Amsha. And about this ego and ego driving our efforts. You see, I remember when I came into Gyan and I started going to the center at that time, somebody in my Lokik family, they said, you go there every day and then what are you learning? You made this mistake and yesterday you were angry and third day you were shouting. So then I said, I would do that even if I didn't go. So how is that related? So then they had no answer. So I said, I will scream and shout if I don't go. I'll scream and shout if I go. Then why is it that you are associating the two things? So then they kept quiet. And then that is what you need to understand, that ego means result-based approach, or, you want something from it. But you must know that this is Baba and I am a soul, and my duty is to listen to Baba. My duty is to do what Baba says. And I'm not doing it for any immediate result. And I have full faith that in the long term, whatever Baba says will materialize. So I don't feel, failed or disheartened or, upset because something didn't happen or something. And I don't feel happy also if something happened. Because happiness also has to come from Baba, not from what happened or what didn't happen. So this is the thing, So that is, ego is very subtle, but you can discern it a little like this. Yes, anybody else wants to share anything? Yes.
Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
Didi, today's takeaway for me is detachment, what you talked about. Where there is detachment, there's no giving up. With certain souls, at times we get so agitated that we feel there cannot be any improvement in certain souls. So we tend to give in. But then when there is detachment, you said there's no giving up. And if you feel you want to give up, it means you're operating from ego based.
Yes, yes. Not giving up, but also, not forcing yourself to do everything also. Sometimes, you see, like, if I have time, I do whatever I can. If I don't, so it is my resources which will allow me or not allow me to do something, not their response and behavior. So if I don't have time, I don't give it to anybody, it's fine. But if they are behaving in a certain way and that's why I'm not giving time, that's giving up. Yes, so but then, you should also understand that sometimes we push too hard because we think that we not doing that is giving up. No, that's not giving up. That's just respecting your boundaries. That this is how as much as you can do and you can't do more.
So their behavior should not be the reason to give up.
Yes. So that is detachment. So you do whatever makes sense to you, whether they reciprocate, respond favorably, unfavorably, doesn't matter. Okay.
One more thing, we said that there is spiritual love and the foundation is knowledge. There cannot be any conflict.
Yes.
So that is a really, that touched my heart.
Yes, because love is perceived as an emotional force, but it is not. It stems from knowledge. It is it is not a matter of the heart, it is a matter of the head. Yes, so,
I got to know this from Didi.
So it is a matter of,
that it is not a matter of heart.
Yes, it is of course the head and heart have to be balanced, but it is not like it is something emotional. No. Yes. Okay.
It's intentional and it stems from knowledge.
Yes.
That every child is belongs to Baba, and that's why everybody is equal to me.
Yes, it is a very conscious thing. And in the world, we think that doing everything consciously means you are very manipulative. And if you are just flowing with your emotions, that means you're a sensitive and good person. But it's the opposite. If you are not in control of your emotions and if you are not conscious of your emotions, you are very dangerous. Because somebody who's not in their control can't be in anybody's control.
Perfect.
So that's not how it is. Okay.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
That's all? Okay. Om Shanti. Devbhai, you wrote BK Dev and then you changed it to... Yes?
No, Didi, I think I will change.
Okay. Okay. So at least you could all write BK. Yes. So that would be nice. Although it's not mandatory or anything, but it would be nice. Okay. Om Shanti.